to the Newcastle United team, forward passes especially. Him and Jack Colback worked very well together. So, I mean, just highlighted a few clips here of how much, this is the first 10 minutes of the game. Everything was going through him. They just wanted to get him on the ball as much as they possibly can. And as we can see here, forward passes all the time. Even when it comes back to him again, he's always trying to be progressive and try and get that ball forward and get his team up the pitch. Started very well. This is what I really love about him, though. First pass, can I get it into my forward player? Make a difference. Those types of passes there, great layout from Ronaldo and beautiful finish from Perez. And then again, when you're playing well, as I said before, and you can hit beautiful diags like that. Lovely touch from Jan-Matt. Beautiful cross, and what a finish. I mean,
Two great goals, actually.
It's the perfect goal. It's just this little part of his game here, just needs to get it out. That petulance that he seems to have within his style of play. I mean, if he, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not sure it's a sending off, but he just needs to try and get it out of his game. But Mitrovic was another player in the second half because West Ham stepped it up. They did step up and they put Newcastle under a lot of pressure, and he diffused that by holding up the ball very well. We just highlighted 3 West Ham players around him there. Another situation there where he's coming back, trying to get his team up the pitch. You can't underestimate when you're under pressure. Your centre forward doing this, the difference it makes. It was just a shame that he couldn't quite put the icing on the cake. Lovely ball again forward from Shelvey, puts him through on goal, manoeuvres it well, but just couldn't stick it away. And
decent save.
Well, you see the reaction from Steve McClaren because he knows it's chances like that Newcastle have missed in the past that's cost them. Yeah. So, you know, that's obviously why he's given that reaction.
The frustrations of a manager on the side of the pitch when you're out of control at those particular points. Real off day for West Ham, considering how well they've played. I think it was 8 unbeaten prior to today.
It was, and West Ham have done really well. In fact, they've been one of the surprises in the Premier League. Slaven Bilic has done a great job there, and just today, when we watched it, the first half they just never really got to grips with it. But I think Newcastle were buoyant from getting a draw against Manchester United in midweek, and I think they went into the game, started the game the way they finished in the game against Manchester United, and West Ham could never really get to the speed of the game.
You know Slaven Bilic quite well. Yeah, a couple of nights out.
Come across him a couple of times in Croatia over the years, and he was very accommodating, I must say.
And he's done a good job. He's doing a good job.
He's done a good job, and we must give Big Sam credit because Sam got a lot of stability into West Ham, and Slavan's come in and taken on, and they've made some good signings as well. So I think West Ham are a club who look as if they're on the up, going to the new stadium as well. So they've got a lot of things to look forward to.
Happy hammers. Only Aston Villa have a worse home record than Bournemouth, who welcome Norwich to the Vitality Stadium. The visitors were yet to keep a clean sheet on the road this season. Your commentator was Martin Fisher.
Benicofobé might have fluffed his lines on his debut on Tuesday, but manager Eddie Howe is confident that Bournemouth's record signing can score the goals to keep his new club clear of the relegation zone. Matt Ritchie failed a fitness test, so Mark Pugh comes in. Lewis Grabban misses out against his former club through illness. With Gary O'Neill suspended, Johnny Howson will play as a holding midfielder today, allowing Mac Jarvis to make his first Norwich start in 2.5 months following a knee injury. He scored against Bournemouth on his debut back in September. Bournemouth finished 4 points above Norwich in the Championship table last season, but the Canaries took 4 points off them during their respective promotion campaign. Arter. Pugh wants it on this left-hand side. Having a run at Martin. Not a bad crossing either. Away by Basson. Gosling almost got to it ahead of him. Bournemouth probe again down this near side. Right footed ball in this time, and this time it brings the goal. Dan Gosling almost got the earlier centre from Mark Pugh, but he was on hand to nod in that one. Inside 10 minutes, Bournemouth take the lead after dominating the early exchanges. It's his first ever goal here at the Vitality Stadium. His 4th of the season, and just the start Bournemouth wanted. Took an early lead here against West Ham on Tuesday, but couldn't make that count. Have lessons been learnt? Daniels allowed to carry the ball a long way, and still he goes. He's away from Martin, who seemed to grab hold of him, and referee Bobby Madley had a clear view of that, and Russell Martin has escaped. Well, that looked a clear penalty from here, I have to say. Martin stumbled and then grabs. You can see the referee's view. Surprised that the verdict was no penalty, I have to say. Arter. He's looking for a Fobe, who might get to it, and he has, and he's caught by Rudd, and this looks trouble for the Norwich City goalkeeper. Off is the chant from the Bournemouth supporters, and you can see that the Bournemouth players feel that way as well. I just wonder if there was sufficient Norwich cover there, clearly onside, but there were two defenders back there as Afobe got away from Rudd, and would they have been able to cover any following shot on goal? Looks like he's pulled out the yellow. Bournemouth will feel hard done by here. 25 years old today, Declan Rudd, and his birthday card is a yellow rather than a red. Not many people in the ground today were alive the last time Bournemouth beat Norwich City. It was way back in October 1959. Stanislas on the move already, tracking Bennett out from the centre. Gladly back for Afobe, who's shaken off that knock sustained with a challenge by Rudd. Oh, that's fabulous! Chance for Pugh! Real chance! Has to score! Denied by Rudd! Fabulous bit of intricate footwork by Mark Pugh, and Declan Rudd, the man who many in the ground feel should have been sent off towards the end of that first half, produces a marvellous stop. It's another let-off for Norwich City. Smith. Got away from Jarvis easily. Smith goes on. Lunging challenge from Brady this time. That was his clearance, which was terrible, and it's off the line by Martin. Pugh denied again. Well, this was terrible defending by Norwich City. Jarvis let Smith go. Slice clearance by Brady. Pugh's header, and Martin turns it behind. Corner taken quickly. Stanislas. Adija seems to have got hold of him. A penalty this time. Pugh caught by Adija, who protests his innocence. This time the referee points to the spot. Charlie Daniels with a chance to double Bournemouth's lead. In off the post. Well, that's the kind of advantage that Bournemouth merits from their dominance of this fixture. Hearts in mouths, I think, as the ball crashed against the frame of the goal, but this time the luck favours Bournemouth, and it's in off the post rather than away off it. Delight for Eddie Howe, step closer to 3 vital points, and no more than they deserve. Good tussle there between Houston and Smith. And Mbakani might get in behind Cook here, and he has. Mbakani with a chance, and he's fluffed it big time. That has to go in. On a day when Norwich City have fashioned precious little, they got a little bit lucky here. It would have been a clever finish. It had to be an accurate one. Norwich City do lack an out-and-out goal scorer, having sold one of their number to Bournemouth only last week in Lewis Graben. Daniels. And on he goes. Afobe with his arm up in the middle, waits the cross. Here he is! And there's his first goal for Bournemouth. His face is a picture. The points are safe. And Eddie Howe's afternoon is now perfect. And a goal for their record signing, Benik Afobe. Daniels started it all, almost on the halfway line. Beat two, knew what he was trying to provide. Inch perfect cross. That is sheer quality from Charlie Daniels. On a sixpence, and Benik Afobe says, thanks a lot, I'll have that. His first goal in the Premier League, a moment he will always remember. And what a day for Bournemouth. Final score, Bournemouth 3, Norwich City 0.
Really good performance from us. I thought we started very well, we got the goals at good times, and we defended very well, so a really good afternoon's work.
We didn't play well enough. Basically that was it. You know, we didn't do all the things that we've been doing in recent weeks well enough. We didn't shut the ball down well enough. We didn't defend the box well enough. We didn't move the ball well enough.
A perfect start for Benik Afobe, off and running in game 2.
Yeah, really important for him to score, as it is for any new player, well, striker especially, coming to a new club. But it wasn't just the goal, it was all-round performance, his hold-up play, his work rate, and the goal was just an outstanding finish.
I've never felt pressure. When you're a little boy, you just go out there and play football. And I've always thought about that, and I've always tried to keep to that. I've worked hard. I want to enjoy it, and the most important thing when you play football is just play with a smile on your face, and I've done that today.
Yeah, well said. Excellent win and performance by Bournemouth, and I know it's an old teammate of yours that caught the eye. You Spurs days, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, Charlie